Hello, Internet. It is I, Malik Aaron, and welcome back to the channel, episode 193. And oh my god. Okay, so I haven't made one of these in several weeks, mainly because nothing was going on. And you know what? It felt nice, it felt good because this series, the tone of this series can be pretty negative most of the time. Talking about movies getting pushed back or movies just getting yeeted to streaming services, never seeing the light of day in theaters. It can be rough, okay? I mean, sure, there's a decent amount of positive news in there, but for the most part, the canceled series is very negative in tone. So it felt nice to not feel like all doom and gloom when it comes to the release schedule. Well, that's over now. The doom and gloom has come back in full force because today, maybe the biggest, like, I don't even know how to describe it. Like, today's news may just be like the biggest bomb that was thrown on me in the history of this series. And I'm not exaggerating. Like, there have been plenty of times where just a barrage of news just hits me in the face when I least expect it. And this is another one of that, but it's way bigger in scale compared to some others. And it's so big, I'm actually splitting this into two parts because there's way too much going on. If I did it all at once, this episode would be 40 minutes long, and I don't want to do that to you. So, we're just going to split this into two parts. So, part one, which is this video, we'll go over all of the Marvel stuff because that's worth its own video. Plus, with additional news from Fast 11, because I forgot to mention that, and I was like, well, I might as well mention it now. And then part two of this will be episode 194. That will go over all the non-Marvel Disney stuff, Avatar, Star Wars, Alien, Moana, all that. Okay, got it? Great. Let's go. so, so a whole bunch of movies got delayed or the release dates got swapped around and changed, and it's all because of this writer strike. A writer strike that's been going on since last month, and I haven't talked about it much because it hasn't had like a real like hard effect on movies except for maybe like Strays, but that's about it. I mean, TV got wrecked as you all already know, with lots of shows having to like press pause on their productions or film without scripts, which seems like a really bad idea. But yeah, TV has gotten demolished because of that. And I guess it was only a matter of time before movies started getting affected. And well, Judgment Day is upon us. So, um, let's talk about all the Marvel delays because a whole bunch of Marvel movies got delayed. Not just one, but a ton. So let's go through these, and I guess in the order Deadline puts them in. So yeah, they mentioned Thunderbolts and Blade. Both of those movies have had their filming paused because of the writer's strike. Thunderbolts hasn't even well, Blade, that's gone through some problems. That was supposed to start filming last year. Didn't work. There's a lot of creative differences. The original director left, got replaced with someone else. And now this writer's strike went down, so production got stopped again. It's like it's like ugh, this movie's having a rough time. It's almost like fate just doesn't want this movie to exist. Which some would say is probably for the best, but yeah, Blade's having a rough time. And Thunderbolts hasn't even started filming yet, so it hasn't gone through like any serious production issues besides this. But then Avengers, like Avengers, Kang Dynasty, Secret Wars, apparently the scripts weren't ready for those movies, so obviously that's gonna be a problem during a writer's strike. And because of that, both movies got delayed by a whole year. So for Kang Dynasty, instead of 2025, it's coming out in 2026. And for Secret Wars, instead of 2026, coming out in 2027. So, yeah. Obviously, that's not great. Yeah, but yeah. So, obviously, the thing is, like, a lot of movies coming out this year, they won't be affected too much. It's all the movies that come out in 2024 and beyond. Those are are pretty much just guaranteed to get changed or guaranteed to get affected in some way because of the strike. But yeah, so with but apparently deadline says like also the other delay here with these MCU titles is that apparently Disney wants them to make sure they're better and like better than what they've been doing for like scripted VFX stage because yeah, as you know, Marvel CGI it does not look good like at all. It looks worse than movies that came out like 15 years ago, which is pathetic. That's mainly because obviously it's just I can't even imagine like being like a VFX artist with a Marvel movie. That sounds like an absolute nightmare because these movies come along like so fast. Production is so fast. Like it's just I would hate it. I would hate my life if I was a Marvel VFX artist. And we've seen like really bad CGI from Marvel movies recently, particularly with I think Black Widow was an example, Doctor Strange, Multiverse of Madness was an example. Thor Love and Thunder was a huge example of that. Like Jesus, that movie looked rough at times. Um Ant-Man 3 was also a big example. Guardians 3 looked pretty fine. It looked pretty alright from like what I saw. But yeah, they mentioned like oh yeah, Eternals. Oof. So they mentioned Eternals, Multiverse of Madness, Love and Thunder, Ant-Man 3. I guess they just want to make sure these movies don't look like utter shit. I mean, sure the movies may not be great, but at least they won't look terrible. Like if it's gonna be shitty, at least it needs to be a good looking type of shitty, not just bad looking shitty, because that's just like you won't have any there won't be any positives there. So yeah. Wanted to mention that. But that's not all. Besides, Avengers 5 and 6. We got others. Deadpool 3. Here's the thing. This movie did not get delayed. I know, shocking, right? Instead, it got pushed up by 6 whole months. So instead of November of next year, it's coming out May of next year. While Captain America Brave New World, yeah, that got its name changed and went from New World Order to Brave New World. Why? I don't know. I don't know. But so Captain America 4 got moved to July 26th, and Thunderbolts got moved from July to December 20th, right before Christmas, which is literally the first time that's ever happened with a Marvel movie. Like Marvel movies, the latest they've opened during the calendar is November. We've never had a Marvel movie in December. I mean, we had a DC movie in December. We had Aquaman, and I guess Wonder Woman 1984 too. But yeah, a Marvel movie in December, that is kind of weird. That close to Christmas is really weird. But that's well, you gotta do something. And then Blade, it has gone from September of next year to February of 2025, which is like, Valentine's Day and near President's Day. So, well, it's actually Valentine's Day. Kind of a weird movie to release on Valentine's Day. Doesn't really fit the theme of Valentine's Day. But then again, there are plenty of movies that open on Valentine's Day that have literally nothing to do with romance at all. I mean, hell, Deadpool opened on Valentine's Day. I mean, sure, that had a romantic subplot in there, but that was not a romantic movie. So this release date, actually, it's not as crazy as it sounds. It's not as nonsensical as it sounds. And then finally, Fantastic Four. It got moved from February to May of 2025. So yeah, and then all this, which I'll talk about in the next video. But yeah, this is a lot. This is a lot. Nothing happened to the Marvels. I mean, why would that change at all? That movie's pretty much complete. It already got delayed a bunch. Like, why would it need to be delayed again? Um. So yeah, pretty much the Marvels is like the only future Marvel movie that's been unaffected by all this madness. So yeah. Um. So obviously the biggest positive to all this is we're getting Deadpool 3 way sooner than expected. That's cool. But everything else, you're gonna have to wait like several months to a year. Sorry, but that's just how it is. But yeah, Deadpool 3 is like the only one I really, really, really want to see, honestly. The rest I'm just like, whatever. Like I don't have like a hard opinion where I'm just like, nah, I don't want to watch that. I'm just like, this will probably be fine ish. As long as they're better than Ant-Man 3 or Eternals, I'll be fine. Because oh man, Ant-Man 3 and Eternals, Jesus, those movies sucked ass. They've gotten worse as time has gone on. But like Doctor Strange 2 and Thor Love and Thunder, I thought there were like 6 out of 10 movies at best. I think they're now 6 out of 10 movies. But yeah, but yeah, this isn't good for Phase 5. Not at all. I mean, Phase 5 has already gotten to a rough start with Ant-Man 3 tanking and being a shit movie. um, and then Guardians 3 was good and it made money, but it could have done a little better. It should have been $1 billion movie in my eyes. And then the Marvels, I have no faith in that movie at all. And then the rest of these, who knows? But yeah, if you're a Marvel fan, uh, well, if you're a hardcore MCU fan, well, no, I don't know what to say to you. It is a shitty day for you. So yeah. So that's it for all the Marvel stuff. Now, as I already mentioned, next episode we'll go over all the. Oh yeah, I forgot. Damn. Fast 11. How could I forget? So Fast and Furious 11, whatever it's going to be called. Fast X Part 2. I don't know what it's called. Almost forgot to talk about this. So it has a release date officially, and it was announced by Vin Diesel himself, Mr. Potato Head himself. Announced the release date coming in, and it's gonna be coming next. Well, not next April, like 2 Aprils from now, April 4th, 2025. So yeah, so pretty much like a decent amount of Fast and Furious movies have opened in April. Fast and Furious 4, Fast 5, Furious 7, Fate of the Furious. So this isn't abnormal for this series. So yeah, in 2 years, supposedly, unless the writer's strike affects this movie too, and I have no doubt that it will, but honestly, do Fast and Furious movies, do they need scripts? Honestly, like the plot is so nonsensical. It feels like they just write it as they go along. Like it doesn't feel like they planned this out like long in advance. Like that's what it feels like to me. I mean, Transformers 2 filmed with like a 14-page outline and it was still made and released. So theoretically you could do the same thing with Fast 11. So yeah, obviously we knew this movie was going to happen because the way Fast X ended, like, could you imagine if Fast X was like the final movie and they ended it the way they did? That would have been so hilarious and awful at the same time. But obviously they were going to make another one because they announced like they showed off cameos in it. Like Gal Gadot's back despite the fact that she's dead. She was dead in Fast and Furious 6. Who knows how she survived? And then obviously the big one, Dwayne Johnson, Luke Hobbs, he's back. And he's going to be in Fast 11. And honestly, Fast X didn't do that great financially, so it'd probably be wise to just end it here. Just have this be just it. That's what I would expect, but I feel like they might stretch this to 12. To have like 4 trilogies. So you can like put it like, here's the first 3, here's the next 3, here's the 3 after that, here's the 3 after that. But I feel like Fast 11 should be it. But yeah, but all you Fast and Furious fans, all you diehards, 2025 is going to be a great year for you because you get to see what could be the conclusion to this whole thing, unless they decide to announce more movies, and I'm pretty sure they have already. So at least the conclusion to the main storyline. So yay, I guess. But yeah, yeah, I just wanted to mention this because that happened a few days ago, and I literally forgot it happened till like a couple days ago, and I was like, you know what? I don't. I'll wait till later, and I'll wait later to talk about it. And now we're talking about it here. Go away, Max. I don't want to see you. Okay. So yeah, that's it for this episode. Now, okay, we're done. Actually, let's go back here. We're done. So time to play that game. What will happen next? Well, that questions become a lot more exciting after what happened today. Nothing this year should change at all. There's no reason for any of these movies to change their release dates. Like that's super last minute. I think they'll all be fine. Um, let's see. Yeah, I'm not seeing any um red flags with any of these. Oh, Expendables 4, Expend 4 Bulls. I hate when they replace an A with a 4. It looks so tacky. But Expend 4 Bulls. That got a trailer, so yay, I guess. Paw Patrol the Mighty Movie got a trailer too. I imagine so many Paw Patrol fans, all the Paw Patrol fans who thought the first movie like hit so hard, had like one of the hardest scenes in all of cinema, which really tells me those people probably never seen a movie before in their life. Because there's no way you could have a functioning brain and actually say something like that, in my opinion. But yeah, that got a trailer. So marketing has begun for that. Then the rest of October movies, some have trailers, some don't. But they have time to start marketing campaigns. Maybe. And then you got November, Dune 2, Marvels, the one Marvel movie that is, fine right now. At least won't be affected by this writer strike. And then Hunger Games, Songbirds and Snakes, and then Wish, and then all the others. Then you got all the December movies. The Ghostbusters sequel, it has a poster, but it doesn't have a trailer. But it has a poster, so marketing is starting to begin with that. So there's that. Oh, Boys in the Boat. I forgot. It doesn't matter. I'm not gonna make a cancel episode on that. That's stupid. But they got a Christmas release date recently, so hoorah! Then they got Migration, Color Purple, and all these movies that I don't know will happen to them anymore. And then you got next year, January, February, March. All these movies, there is a high chance I'm going to be talking about these movies in the very near future. So I have a feeling I have a strong feeling I'm going to do that. I just don't know when it's going to happen. I heard Beyond the Spider-Verse may get delayed because I've heard like rumblings that Haley Steinfeld hasn't done any voice acting for that movie yet. She hasn't recorded any lines. I don't know how true that is. I don't know if it'll get delayed. We'll see. If it gets delayed, oh man, that is gonna hurt so many people. Especially the way Across the Spider-Verse ended. Like, people are gonna be begging for that sequel to come out. And if that gets delayed, that's gonna be rough. So, yeah. And then we got April. There's Deadpool 3 and May 3rd. Hyped. Can't wait. I don't know about the rest of these movies, though. I don't know if they're going to stay put. And then June 2024. There's Dead Reckoning Part 2. I've heard production for that movie is stopped. But I've also heard reports that that's not true. I don't know what to believe. Hopefully it doesn't get delayed again. Because I want that movie to come out so I never have to talk about it ever again. Okay, because I know, like, Dead Reckoning, I've talked about those movies too much. I want them to release, so I never discuss them again. Ugh. So yeah, then they got the rest of the June movies, then the rest of the July movies. There's Captain America: Brave New World. Then you got all the August movies. Alien Romulus. The hell is that? Is that the new title? I guess I'll talk about in the next video, but that's a weird title. Beetlejuice 2, I mean, that literally just started filming, so Nothing you can do about that. I'm pretty sure Joker 2 already started filming. I'm positive it has. So I don't expect that to change. Gladiator 2's filming, although there's been like some injury reports, so that stings. But obviously that's filming. Wicked Part 1 is filming. Um Sonic 3. I might as well mention now the great the great battle between Sonic 3 and Avatar 3 is no more. Sonic 3, I guess Avatar was just too scared of Sonic. They saw it as too much of a threat and backed off. That's what I like to think. But yeah, 2024. So December 2024. Yeah. I mean, you got Sonic 3, you got Thunderbolts, and you got the untitled Jordan Peele movie. So yeah, and then you got 2025. There is Blade. There's Fantastic Four. There's Moana. That's me doing like a throat cut off screen. And then you got the rest. There's Avatar 3. I'll talk about that later. And there's Fast and Furious 11. That's April. We already know that. Then 2026. Oof. And then Jesus Christ, 2031. We'll talk about all that later in the next video, but yeah, that's it for now. So stay tuned for the next episode. So make sure to subscribe, like this video, leave a comment, turn on notifications, share the whole drill. You want to check out more videos like this, I got playlists on the homepage where I've done like all cancel episodes before this, including this one is now 193. Soon it'll be 194. You want to watch all of them from beginning to now. Highly encourage you to do that, so go do it. There's also box office predictions where I predict box office for movies this weekend. I do The Blackening, I do Elemental, and I do The Flash. Lots to discuss with The Flash. Ooh. That's gonna be, I bet that's gonna be a long one. I'm pretty sure it's gonna be a long one. So yeah, stay tuned for those 3 videos. But if you want to watch any of the past prediction videos I made on the channel, you can go right ahead. There's also box office recaps where I go over the box office results for any particular month. I did the May recap last week. So June will come out. That recap video will come out the same week as Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1. Will come out then. So stay tuned for that. But if you want to watch any of the past recap videos I made on the channel, you can go right ahead. And yeah, that's it. That's all. I am out. Goodbye.